great white buffalo. So, oh man, that stuff's good. The Indians. So I want the commercials to be like an alien, and you just kind of like, because it's the alien Indians and the human Indians, and all the commercial will be is great white buffalo. And they always look up at the end because there's hope. But you know, just like the old sad Indian, like he lived through all of that, the deep, the meaning in his eyes, the seriousness of his face, the way he looks at you. So, great white buffalo gets credit for Jesse too. Jesse Corolla. And so the Indians come up and we'll go ahead and just make this main character's name be Justin too, just because I don't know some Indian name. And so he comes up and it's like a month, and you know, like a month away from when well, I guess we'll start from the beginning. Like so this kid's grown up. He's always kind of out of the crowd. Not that he's not out practicing shooting his bow, but just he's not out trying to kill stuff for practice. He's trying to practice so that when he does have to kill something, it's for the best of everyone. And you could always see just the way that he walked on the grass, just that he didn't want to kill what he walked over. Like, oh, and then like another thing is like the little kids would always make fun of him for wanting to go help his mom plant in the garden and stuff. You know, men go and kill the animals and fight in war. Like, they don't help grow the food. And that's where he was just like, you're wrong. And so they kind of had their own little names that they got picked at when they were, they got their names picked when they were younger, and it's a name of personality, and his name is kind of like just at ease, is almost his name, and but it's misinterpreted by most as kind of weak almost. And he lots of getting made fun of or whatever by the other kids, but he always was practicing harder and with more intention, precise intention of what he's trying to do. And so once he gets to start being like basically 20-ish age, they're about to have their, because all the kids are raised in like sections of age, so it's like they're about to go through their medicine man training to be you know, they're gonna transform their name into their final name of who their soul is. And so they they know it's about time, so the one little friends kind of get him, and they're not really, I would even say friends, but just people he was made to be around, kind of like they were in his tribe, so he hung out with them, trying to teach them not to kill everything. And so they're off, and they're starting to have like the white man problem. They're coming in, taking their land, just totally taking advantage of Mother Nature. And he's out kind of exploring with them, and his friends are basically looking for white people to kill, and he's, like, let's find resources for everyone still, in that kind of mindset. And so they find a group of forward settlers, and they're young, and they're like, yes, white men, basically white men to kill. And so they just start trying to kill him. And another white guy that's about his age, he's off kind of meditating, doing his own thing. He's different, than his white people. He doesn't want to be there to rape the land, but to do what's best for everyone. And those two are kind of off to the side, and they're meeting each other, not attacking, but just kind of like, you're human too. Just kind of looking at each other like, do you bleed the same color I bleed? But not even that, but just deeper, like the soul. Does your soul hurt the same like mine does? Is it happy in the same way mine's happy? And so they both hear the Indians start something, and not that either of them, both the cowboys and the Indians on that playing field, are just both looking for each other to kill. They just want action. Oh, look what I did, your wife. Like, I'm so manly. And so those two are just kind of like, oh, and then he goes, one of the Indians gets shot, some of the white people get shot, so they run back to their kind of main forces and just kind of like regroup, and all the elders of both sides know, like, it's war, develop our men for war, we will exterminate them for what they have done. But they both kind of brought it on themselves in the way that they did it. And so the Indian kid is like, oh, it's gonna be shaman time soon. Like, kind of does get convinced a little bit into that there should be war, because the Indians are sitting there like, well, they shot at us first, and the white people are sitting there going, well, they shot at us first, when they were both looking for an excuse to kill each other. So it's like, you both shot at each other first. You would have seen the Indian and shot him. The Indian would have seen you and shot him. It doesn't matter who shot first. Your intentions were the same. And it still does matter who shot first, but it's just that they kind of noticed each other at the same time, spooked each other, both shot at each other. So there's a little spiel about that, but 9. So they are setting up for like the shaman thing quicker, and they're basically gonna, kind of like how Batman did it with the get your flower and hardcore hallucinogenic, that makes them, to teach them not to fear. And so it's their shaman ritual time, and